Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just finished up a ruck run and wanted to make a quick video talking about ruck running as a whole, why it's important, some workouts that you can do to implement ruck running into your training, and then how it can overall just help you get better at rucking as a whole. All right, so to start off, why is ruck running important? All right, so the reason is because you actually will do it in any part of your training, because every Marine is a rifleman, which means that every Marine is prepared to be placed in the infantry or an infantryman at any given point. So I mentioned that in my my other rucking video, but it's actually a key part of the Marine Corps as a whole. So rucking is very, very essential, right? Now ruck runs as a whole are actually implemented all over the place. I actually have a friend, an example here. I have a friend who just finished TBS. He's prepping for IOC, which is the Infantry Officers Course. And he was just telling me about a workout he did that was a 10-mile ruck run. So 10 miles with 60 pounds on his back. I believe it was at about a 4.5 mile per hour pace. So that comes out to, I don't know, like 12 minutes or so, something like that. Yeah, maybe give or take. But in any case, he was telling me that he did, that workout, and that was a prep for, what he will see at Infantry Officers Course based on the prep platoon and obviously their overall, prep program. All right, so you'll also see it a lot in any infantry related MOS school. So again, Infantry Officers Course, but on the enlisted side, any MOS school that's pertaining to the infantry in large part could have and probably will have ruck running incorporated or involved. And then especially with the Special Forces units, so for example MARSOC, or if you're looking, they're not necessarily part of the Special Forces Command, but Force Recon, they also, to my knowledge, do a little bit of ruck running as well. So ANS for MARSOC, screener, etc. All right, so in any case, how can it make you better at rucking? Well, it's pretty simple, all right? So if you can run with a rucksack, you can walk with a rucksack, okay? I mean, the two are pretty much, in my case, or in my opinion, I should say, they go hand in hand, all right? If you can do one, you can really do the other. And I think it's important too, because you're also adding a bit more of a cardiovascular element to it. So rucking is a lot of muscular endurance, but in terms of cardiovascular, because you're hiking, not that it's a bad workout or not as good, but running is a bit better in terms of the cardiovascular aspect. So if you can run and ruck at the same time, it is quite a good training opportunity and quite a good prep opportunity. Also, in large part, you will do a lot of running. If you're not running or holding or carrying a rucksack, you will do a lot of running with an LBV. So it's a load-bearing vest, meaning you will have canteens, maybe a rifle, etc. You'll have weight on your back. So to run without any weight, is really not great prep as a whole. But to run with a rucksack is actually prepping yourself or over prepping for the running you will be doing in various endurance courses or just running around in general in entry-level training, because again, like I said, you'll always be carrying something. All right, now I don't want to make this video too long. A couple quick workouts that you can do to implement ruck running into your training. All right, so let me preface this by saying your body needs to be acclimated to rucking as a whole. If you haven't seen my other video about rucking, check it out, okay? Talks about how you can scale it in terms of both distance and weight, so that you can basically acclimate your body to just generally rucking as a whole, all right? Now, some workouts after you've done that, after you've acclimated your body, could start off with something as simple as a 1 mile ruck run, okay? Don't even worry about pace. I try to shoot for between 10 to 12 minutes, but this pace should not be an on fire, moving pace. I mean, this pack has 60 pounds in it, right? So for me to run at an 8 minute per mile pace would be very difficult, all right? It'd also be very tough on my body. So don't worry about pace. Literally toss on the rucksack, maybe go to a track or maybe go to some trails and just start running, okay? Wearing boots, of course, same thing I said in the previous video on rucking. Do the same thing in terms of how you would scale up for running, all right? So keep doing, maybe once a week, all right? Do a 1 mile ruck run. Once that feels good, do a 2 mile, do a 3 mile, do a 4 mile, all right? What you can also do is, if you want to do it in increments, maybe you think you can do 2 miles, but you can't do them straight. What you can do is you can do like a 1 mile ruck run, and then you could do, let's say a 1 mile walk. So just a 1 mile ruck, and then another 1 mile ruck run, okay? So you can stagger it. You can also do, basically intervals. So for a 1/4 of a mile run, so with your rucksack, 1/4 mile walk, quarter-mile run. You can scale that up as much as you want. You could even do interval training in terms of, well, I shouldn't say interval training, I should say circuit training. So you could do, you know, let's say you're at a high school track. I like to do these all the time. You could do, you know, let's say a half mile. So 800 meter ruck run into, you know, some body weight exercises, you know, burpees, push-ups, crunches, planks, you know, you name it, even sprints, right? Switch that up, change it up a little bit. Eventually you'll get to the point where you can do the straight, you know, 4, 5, 6 miles ruck running. But those are just a couple quick examples off the top of my head that I think you can incorporate, that I think are good, but that I know you can incorporate in order to overall get better at ruck running and really implement it into your training. You know, in any case, I will just caution you guys, it can be taxing. So, you know, I like to run on a high school track or even on the turf because it's a lot less impact on my body. So be cognizant of the impact on your body. Make sure you're constantly, you know, focusing on that recovery element. So that's stretching before and after a ruck run, especially icing as well, and listening to your body. Don't push it to the point where you're gonna get hurt. It's not worth the training to do that. It's not worth the missed training time to do that. But again, as a whole, just a few examples of some potential workouts you could toss in for ruck running. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this kind of gave you guys some information. As always, if you guys have questions or want to learn a little bit more or know a little bit more about a topic in the Marine Corps that you think I can answer, you may as well ask. I pretty much try to respond to each and every one of you guys, and I've been trying to do that a lot more lately. So, so again, drop some in the comments. I always leave my social media accounts in the description as well. So, you know, reach out to me on there. I will eventually get to you one way or another, whether that's in an hour or a week. I will eventually get back to you. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below, any video suggestions. And as always, I will see you in the next video.